Hello, YouTubers. It's Jennifer and little Miss Jade. She's sleeping right now, and she fell asleep earlier in my arms, and no more than 5 minutes after I put her down, she wakes up. So normally I say, oh, it's gonna be a quick update. Well, I'm not gonna lie this time. It's gonna be a long one. I may even have to do part 2. So, just because it's been a while. I've been too lazy to do anything. Plus, we're going to be moving in 5 days. So, you know, it's just been crazy. Crazy. At her follow-up last week, at 2 weeks, she was... I can't remember the last time I did a video, honestly, and I'm too lazy to go on and look. So if I repeat myself, I'm super sorry. So she was 9 pounds, 3 ounces, and... which isn't that much of a weight gain, but it is a little bit. And she hadn't grown lengthwise, so she was still 21 and a quarter. But I know that she's grown now because she's wearing 0 to 3 month onesies. Newborns are kind of tight on her, especially when she stretches out her legs. She farts a lot. It's easier for me to get her to fart than to burp. And I burp her by holding her face and patting her back, and every time I feed her like this, and I try to keep her sitting semi-upright so she doesn't spit up as much, which actually she hasn't been spitting up a lot with the acid reflux, because we feed her sitting up, and she stays sitting up for at least a half an hour after feeding, and her bassinet is also angled at a slant, which the pediatrician told us to do to help with the acid reflux. And so far, so good. But I have a hard time burping her. I can sit here for 10 minutes and pat her back, and like my hand just gets so tired. I'm like, really? You know, after 10 minutes, if she hasn't burped, I don't think you have to. But so anyways, as I feed her like this and I sit her up, she farts pretty much every time. She's a farter. She gets that from her father. Baths, she still hates baths. Actually, yesterday I gave her one, and she wasn't as bad towards the end. Like when I get her completely wet, like I'll wring the washcloth over her, and that kind of calms her down a little bit. But she screams really bad. She hates baths, and she hates having her diaper changed. Most of the time. For some reason, she doesn't really cry as much when her father does it, but when I do it, I don't know what I do different, but I don't know. And half the time when a cold wipe touches her, she pees. So we have to keep a diaper under her at all times, or we usually change her on a towel because she pees like all the time. She usually poops at night, usually 2 decent sized poops. She's actually pooped this morning. Lucky mom. And I changed her diaper, and I think she pooped again a little bit. Oh, and she almost guaranteed, I usually give her baths around 5 o'clock, and she usually ends up pooping within a half an hour after I've given her a bath. So that's upsetting. Still eating 3 ounces when I feed her bottles. And I've been noticing now when I breastfeed that when I pump, I get 1 ounce off the left and 2 ounces off the right. So sometimes, I don't know if it's less than that, but I'll feed her off both breasts, and then she'll still be hungry, so she'll eat 2 ounces of formula and finish that all. I file her nails. I don't clip them because her nails are just too thin, and I feel like, you know, I can pinch some of her skin when I do it. I don't want to clip her skin. And she's starting to have really dry skin. She has it on her head, around her eyes, on her hands and her feet, and some on her legs, but not on her belly. She still has that really big stork mark on the nape of her neck, which I was reading, those can, they usually fade after, excuse me, a year. Oh, somebody likes me. Sorry, I got a text message in case you guys didn't hear that. Seem like a weirdo. I am a weirdo. I don't really care. So anyhow, I think that's pretty much for her. That's pretty much for her. That's pretty much it for her, if I can speak correctly. I still get nervous driving with her in the car because her head still falls forward. I don't know if anybody else's car seat is like angled so they sit upright. I don't know if it's my car, if it's the car seat, but it's the car seat that has the base, and the base is just like angled. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to fix it, but you can't really adjust the base or the car seat. I don't know. Ridiculous. It's an even flow car seat. So as for me, I only have, well, it varies from day to day because my weight fluctuates. I eat a French fry and I go weigh myself and I've gained 5 pounds from one. So I have, so it varies from like 3 to 6 pounds daily to lose. Depends on what I eat, really, honestly. It really does. I was going to show you guys a picture of my stomach. That was totally a joke, but my stomach is just as ugly. And I'll show you, in case you couldn't read that, it says Courtney Love. God, she's ugly. But so isn't my stomach, really. I got a ton of stretch marks. They're small, like they're not long ones. They're small, not really deep ones, but they are like in a circle over my stomach. And if I ever had a 6-pack, it would probably stop at the top 2 muscles. The only deep ones I got were on my love handles, which I've always had love handles and I've always had stretch marks there. They just kind of went up a little bit higher. Thank you. I really needed that. And as for my tear, I have still not completely healed from that. And she's 3 weeks old today. So that really pisses me off because at this point I feel like I'm never going to heal from that. And if I'd known that, you know, I mean, at this rate, I'm not going to be able to have sex until 12 weeks postpartum. If I had known that the last time that we had sex, I would have made it count. Really. This is depressing. Oh, the other thing. Now, this may be FYI. This may be TMI. But honestly, it was something that I thought about before. And I don't think anybody talks about this. But I'm going to talk about it because it's serious for me. So I was concerned before I went into labor that I was going to tear. Okay, so I tore, got a grade 3. And, but before I went into labor, if I tore, I knew that they had to sew you back up or stitch you or whatever. And my concern was, oh my God, what if I tear and they sew it, or stitch it so that it looks funky after, like they don't sew it appropriately. And I think that fear is now a problem. I know this probably really is TMI, but really some of my skin now sticks up. Like he pulled too much out and sewed not close enough to the where he should have. I don't really know. But I'm hoping maybe it's still a little swollen, but after 3 weeks, I don't know. It just doesn't look right down there. Now, I don't think I signed something in the hospital saying, oh, if you tear and we sew it so that it looks ridiculous after, you can sue us. Because I would like to sue them. Not really, but I'm really upset about that because I just hope that it's not a permanent thing. And also, TMI probably too, I still have really bad hemorrhoids. And they're on the outside, they're on the inside. Like, I don't have a problem going to the bathroom. But I don't know if they're going to go away. Like, as far as I know, they haven't even gone down. And I'm pushing 10 minutes now. And that was pretty much all I had to say. I'm not going to do a belly shot because it's still nasty. So maybe when it's unnasty, I'll show you guys, which will probably be never. Oh, but I gotta go. Oh, shoot. I'll just do a really quick video clip of her so you can see her face.